bring a big cube out from the wall that we're going to subdivide. This is really important to learn how to subdivide things, how to sculpt space, in other words. So I'm starting with the big cube first, okay? And I got to draw the back of it. I don't know where it is out here, so I got to start with the plane I do know, which is the plane up against the wall. Why? Because of that bottom line, right? So I know where the bottom of the wall is, right here. All I'm going to do is draw a shape. Feels comfortable in terms of, you know, a big soft chair pushed up against that wall scale-wise, something like that. How do I do the top of it? It goes to that vanishing point, right? Now, how do I build the cube from there?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, push outward from the other vanishing point, right? There are four points here, right? And I don't know, you know, I haven't defined how far out yet I want this thing to come, but I am starting to create the cube, the sense of the cube, right? On the side that's closest to me, which is this side, I'm going to think about how far I want the chair to stick out. So I'll kind of put a line down. Now I've created the right plane, right? How many planes of the cube have I finished now? Two. The back one and the one coming out, right? Let's finish the whole thing off. How do I do that? I got dot here and dot here. What do I do with that?
All right, other vanishing point.
Go the other one, right? Where they intersect.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I got everything drawn correctly, they'll intersect each other right across from one another. So I can do the vertical, right? So now I've built a cube. Get rid of the excess. Transparent cube, right? Do I see that? Okay, now, this is getting really confusing here, so I'm going to kind of clear the palette, as it were, here, and get rid of all this stuff. I can put stuff in later if I need it, right? But right now, the corner, you know, the chair is taking priority, and I don't want to kind of interfere with the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to kind of just clear things away and see what I see when I'm done. Now I'm going to cut that big cube into two more cubes. All I'm going to do is take a plane through it, right? I'm just going to kind of slice a plane through it to create the bottom of the chair, or the seat of the chair, versus the top of the chair. So the way I do that is I go halfway down the height of it, back here, put a little dot, and what do I do with that dot?
Connect to the vanishing point.
Yeah, I wrap it all the way around the chair, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of using that vanishing point, get to there, what do I do with that?
And the other one?
Yeah, just think about wrapping around it goes to here, and if I have everything correct, that'll meet that in the right place. Now I've kind of put a shelf through it. See the shelf I put through it, right?
Yeah.
Found one point, wrapped it all the way around, divided that cube into two cubes, the top and the bottom. Let's divide the top cube into two more cubes. This time I want the top cube to be divided into a front and a back cube. So the back cube is going to be the back of the chair. Okay. So I come out now, put a little dot there where I think how deep I want the back of the chair to be, and what do I do with that dot? Straight down first. Yeah, go straight down first. I mean, you could go either way, but I find it easier to divide this plane. You know, I kind of can see this plane more easily. So I've divided this top plane into two sections. See that? Now I can go to the vanishing point, respective vanishing point. This way until I hit that. See how tricky this is starting to get? I take that across this middle plane until I hit that. If I've done everything correctly, that's right above that. So now I have three cubes. Three transparent cubes. A big one on the bottom, two smaller ones on the top. And they're still contained within that big cube I initially drew, right? Everybody see that? Okay. Now I'm going to transfer this into an opaque object. Okay, I'm going to do away with the lines I don't see anymore. Okay.
You have an opacity slider for that, or?
Yeah, I got an opacity slider. Yeah.
All right.
It's called this is the opacity slider. Yeah.
Doesn't that look huge?
It's a big chair. Yes, it's a big chair. Remember,
When you put some pillows on it, it'll make it look smaller.
The
it's a big modernist,
the Chase
chair.
Launch.
Huh?
The Chase lens.
It's going to be a cushion chair. It's not going to be like a table chair.
It's Swedish. It's like IKEA. It's like a
yeah.
It's like a modern thing.
It's a big soft. It's going to be a big soft chair. You can just relax in. Okay. Right now we're starting with a geometric shape though, but don't criticize me because I'm.
He's-
very sensitive. What lines do I erase away?
The front.
Well, where do you want to sit is the question. Where do you
The
Top.
The top right one for starters.
Okay. Okay. And what, Chris, what were you gonna say? Huh? Yeah, place to sit maybe. But I'd even go before that. I'd even erase away the lines I'd see in the back of the thing first, right? So, like these back here, I don't need anymore. Right? I don't need to know. I already positioned the chair against the wall, so I don't need that anymore. I don't need this line. Now I've made that bottom cube opaque, right? I can't see through it anymore. I can still see through the top cube, right? The top cube. So maybe let's get rid of the line, or the front cube, okay? Which is what I think Chris and Ted were referring to. So I'll get rid of this, right? I don't need this. That's the front one. So I'm going to carve that away. This line is superfluous. Don't need that. Now I have a transparent cube against the wall, right? And the bottom one is opaque. So let's make the top one opaque now. So we wouldn't see any of this stuff anymore. So it's just this kind of very modernist, kind of minimal shape. It could even be made of like marble or something. In fact, there's artists who do that. It's just a very simple L shape now, right?
Looks European.
It's very European, that's right. Very Bauhaus.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now I want to put arms on the chair. Okay, so I got to draw two cubes coming out from the back. The reason you do the back, you do the back first, is you got to have the arms coming off your back of the chair. Because I always get people drawing the chair and the arms are coming off the wall, right? They forget this form back here that you're going to lean against. So, breaking it down and making a simple L shape first. So I'm going to draw the back of the arms first, because I know I got to come from here to pull the arms out into space. A lot of people will come out and try to draw the arms out here without even understanding where they're connecting. You got to connect them first. So two simple shapes, one there, and then I can just project up there to get the height of the other one. Now what do I do with those two simple? They're two planes right now, right? They're going to be
So the vanishing point's going that way.
They come out. Just 4 lines, right? All I need. I'm not worried about how far to bring them out yet. Just 4 lines coming out. Chris, yeah.
Why don't you just carve a section out of the middle of the front?
I could, but I like the idea of subtracting and then adding again to it, just to kind of create that. Well, Chris is saying I could have carved those things out of the front section too, I think it's a little easier to clear that stuff out and then add to it, for the students. But you could do it that way, definitely. Yeah, you could. He's saying just kind of carve a negative space out of that one section. But I'd have to carve down first, right? Because the arms are shorter than the back. And then I would have to carve in, so I'm still going to have to make 2 cubes no matter what.
Depends on the style of the chair. You don't give arm can come all the way out too.
That's what I'm going to do here.
Oh, keep them all. Okay, do that one. All right.
Good. That comes from here, right? Everybody always forgets this line right here. That's really important. That corner, this will designate the separation between the seat and the side of this arm. Now I don't have to. I know when to stop this one, right? Right there at the front of the chair, right? I know when to stop that one. I already have that line, right? That's the seat. Done with that. Now let's make it into. Let's finish the arm, okay? I take that and do what with it? Yep, straight up to there. Now look, I've created the side of the arm, right? What do I do with that? Vanishing point in this direction, where it hits that. Hopefully I've done everything right. That's right above this. Okay. Get rid of the excess. So see that little transparent cube I put in there, right? Let's go do the other one. What do I do with that? Out from that vanity, right? Don't know how far yet, so I'm just going to go. Don't know how far yet with these top ones, so I'm just going to kind of go out. This one's done. I still want to see this one, even though we won't see it. I want you to envision it. That'll come out and end right there, right? Comes from that vanishing point. Go to that and do what with it? Straight up till I hit this. So I've created the side of that arm, right? What do I do with that? Yep. And that should line up with that too. Look at that. That just so happened it coincided with that. You'll get that happening. And then straight down, right? So there's two transparent forms setting on top of an opaque, large opaque form that will be the arms of the chair. Now I can get rid of the stuff I don't need. I won't see any of this. Won't see any of this. So I've created this plane here, the seat plane. Now, it would be virtually impossible for you to envision all that, drawing it without drawing the cubes. You couldn't envision, you know, this tiny little space here, not seeing the whole seat, you know. You would want to show the whole, you know, it's just using these vanishing points and cubes creates space that is appropriate and that you just can't imagine. So the structure then has provided you the opportunity to see things in your drawing that you wouldn't normally see because your logical brain would get in the way. Okay? Even though this is logic, but still you're just obeying some structure. Okay? I couldn't even conceive of this little space in here before adhering to all these things. Now let's get rid of lines we don't need anymore. Let's make it one solid chair. I wouldn't need this, right? That's at one side. It's all in one plane. What else wouldn't I need? These lines, right? Yeah. The bottoms of those little cubes, because that's all one plane, right? I would see, you know, this door, now I could bring that back down, and I would see, you know, that's what I would see there. So that would be the back room there, so I see that behind there. Now I could kind of, you know, I mean, you could take this to any degree you want to, but I'm going to get rid of that line and just kind of curve those things out. You know, you can kind of really, you know, improvise. Once you have the form there, once you understand the cubical form, you can kind of improvise around that to create different looking objects. But first you got to understand, in a cubic sense, the space that this thing occupies. You know, I could even kind of infer, you know, cushion there, right? Another little line there, etc., etc. And then I could expand or contract, or, you know, I could put a ottoman here, you know, if I wanted an ottoman the same size. You know, find the footprint of the ottoman. You know, it would block the bottom of the chair, right? Heaven forbid. But, you know, that would have a cubical quality to it as well, right? You know, so I wouldn't see any of that stuff. So kind of create a shape that's the same width as that, just projecting, etc., etc. Put, you know, feet on this. Anyways, so construct a chair as well. Use adding and subtracting cubes. All right, so that's your last hoop to jump through here. Now you can have your drawing look like this. You can improvise it, make it look like something else. I still want you to jump through these hoops on the interior drawing that I've outlined here. Okay. A table, an opening into the wall, a fireplace, a mantle, a chair. You can put them in different places. You can make them look different. I don't care. A doorway into another room. But I want those at the minimum in your interior drawing. Okay? And you're going to set up your interior drawing the same way you set up the exterior drawing. Big piece of paper, your drawing paper, right? Two wings, with the edges of the wings, the straight edges of the wings overlapping the drawing, and then taping it. The seam. Or do you overlap them, or you just butt them up against?
We just butt them up against.
Okay, all right. Is that it? Okay. I was just joking. So the two wings butted up against, right? Tape. Turn it over. Start your drawing. I would advise working on this today. Okay, and then we'll go back to the exterior. This is a little more complicated drawing than the exterior, except for the steps. The steps are hard, but this is fresh in your brain. And then we have next week to finish both of them up. So we're not in a hurry. Okay, I want you to kind of navigate your way through these drawings.